This is just a short video just to show some of the kind of compost I grew the potatoes in the potato sacks, and I just thought I'd run it through a sifter just to sort of see how it broke down into sort of various organic matter really. So this is the kind of material I use as a mulch all the time on the allotment. It's certain amount of it is timber that hasn't broken down fully. Twiggy material I'm not really too worried about composting that or sifting it out, because it's just as a mulch. So a lot of the time you can just use almost pure wood chip as a mulch. I'm just trying to zoom in to see what you can see. So there's some, what have we got here? Some tiny little wood lice moving about. Yeah, it's quite good. There's some centipedes in there as well. A little bit of charcoal. You can see the shinier black material in there. Bit of charcoal. So that's as it comes really. So that's been in a worm bed. It wasn't there by any means fully harvested or fully ready. I just wanted to use it as to birth up potatoes really. So I've got various sifters here. The first one is 1/4 inch, so it's about 6 millimeters. And then this is the really woody stuff coming out. Some clay, some stones that gets in there as well, some bits of bark, some pine needles, some of the larger worms are in there as well. Where is he? Yeah, you can see a typical sort of composting worms that are all through my allotment. There's some gravel as well. I'm not sure where that comes from, but it's all maybe from old plant pots and planters and things. And then there's a clump, it looks like a clump of brewer's waste, and then some pine needles that haven't fully broken down. So this is what was left above. Didn't go through a 6 millimeter sieve, so all the material in here has gone through a 6 millimeter strainer, and you can see what we got here. Actually, I'll have a little pokey pencil. So we've got some sort of grubs, some little springtails in there, some little wood lice. So there's still quite a lot of organic matter, and there's obviously a lot of activity still going on. There's some big twigs. We've got some worms, more worms. And then next size down is 5 millimeter sieve, so you can see beside my hand there, so it's still quite fine. And then this is just what's gone through here. There's a little bit of perlite from flower pots. It's really quite fine, quite good. A few pine needles got through. Yeah, so I mean this is lots of these little tiny, I don't know if you'll be able to see, little tiny white wood lice just by the tip of the pencil there. Crawling on the pencil now. Yeah, and then the next one down is really fine. This is about 2 millimeters. It's certainly less than 3, possibly 2.5, or roundabouts. So you can see my little wood lice, little tiny wood louse there. I need to take my glasses off, it's quite small to see. So this is I don't know how well it's going to focus, but this is much more of the pure castings. It's got that really light sort of fluffy sort of feeling in it. It compacts down, but then it fluffs straight up again. And it's all very dark. There's a big wood louse there. So you can see, there's these little tiny wood lice. One there, one there, one there. There's a few pine needles, I'm not worried about those. What I saw earlier, I won't be able to find them now. It's one of these little, looks a bit like a little woodlouse, but it's got like little red scorpion pincers. It's about the size of a tip of a pencil, really small. really see many cocoons in here. You might be able to see better than me because you've got a big screen. And they're little springtails as well, look. Where's a pencil there? Can't see. Little tiny springtails. Try not to poke them too much. Drop my phone in. Worm casts. Yeah, just little springtails. Yeah, so it's good, isn't it? But that was from, I don't know how many litres there's that. I don't know, 7 litres or something like that. So it's broken down into really chunky bits of wood, which is quite a nice mulch in itself. Slightly smaller pieces, nothing as some of these is just hardwood offcuts, so you can see it's got a lot of nice moisture in there, but it hasn't broken down by any means, which isn't a problem. And then you've got the big worms in here, and then some little grubs and things, centipedes, millipedes in here, big wood lice doing their thing. And then yeah, you've got that just shows from that container the percentages of worm casts. But I was just moving this material in bags, and I just used it to grow potatoes. Potatoes grew really well, didn't really need much watering at all, didn't feed them or anything, just put them in a bag, and then once they leafed up a bit I just put some more of the stuff on top. So it might be from the same batch, or it might just be some cast and then some fresh sort of wood chip from paths and things like that. But yeah, it's been very successful. But I just thought it was interesting just to see how it broke down a little bit and see some of the soil life in there as well. But there's not that much in terms of worm activity, but I'm not really sure why that would be. But I suppose there's probably, I don't know, just in that container, half a dozen worms. Or probably because it's taken from a bag, they're probably nearer the base of the bag where it's a little bit damper as well. The top layers of material always tend to dry out a bit, so the worms move further down. And one thing to bear in mind is the worm casts always look much darker. On the mobile phone they always look quite sort of light brown. But you can see it's alive with little wood lices. Just trying to get them so you can see them on the camera. See one crawling around here. So I've already pencil going to him. More over here. But they're all feeding on the woody material. And there's a little cluster of them moved about there. Just trying to see if I can see some little springtails as well. Oh, there's not never going to show up on the phone, unfortunately. There's one of these little. There's a pencil. Yeah, it looks like a little tiny scorpion. There he is. Just right on the tip of the pencil there, just see him moving. Yes, that's good. Thanks for watching. Again, I don't go around sifting material all the time, but I thought for this it would be quite interesting just to see how it broke down a little bit. The worms I'll just put in the green roof so they've got, they can make a start on the soil feeding stations.